Have you ever poured your heart and soul into something only to be met with a closed door? It's a feeling that can shatter your spirit, leaving you questioning everything. Today, I want to share a story about a young man named Ryan, a story that might just change the way you look at rejection forever. Ryan was like many of us, ambitious, dedicated, and full of hope. He had his eyes set on a dream job at a prestigious company. He spent weeks preparing, sleepless nights studying, and countless hours perfecting his resume and interview skills. He did everything right, ticked every box, and gave it his absolute all. He walked out of the final interview feeling confident, a sense of accomplishment washing over him. The job felt like it was his. Then the email came. The cold, formal words blurred together, but the message was painfully clear. We regret to inform you ... Rejection. The weight of it was crushing. All that effort, all that hope evaporated in an instant. Ryan was heartbroken. He found a quiet corner, and the tears he'd been holding back finally streamed down his face. In a moment of raw despair, he looked up and whispered, "Why, Allah? Why me? I did everything right. I prayed. I worked so hard. Why did you let this happen?" It felt like a betrayal, a punishment he couldn't understand. The days that followed were a blur of disappointment and confusion. Ryan's motivation was gone. He felt lost, his confidence shaken to his core. The world seemed a little darker, and the path forward was unclear. He tried to pick himself up, but the why echoed relentlessly in his mind. Then, about a week later, something unexpected happened. Ryan was scrolling through the news when a headline caught his eye. The very company that had rejected him was at the center of a massive fraud scandal. The company was shutting down, effective immediately. Investigations were underway, and hundreds of employees were now jobless, their careers and finances in turmoil. Ryan stared at the screen, his heart pounding. The shock was immense. He read the article again and again, letting the reality sink in. And in that moment, a profound realization washed over him. The closed door wasn't a punishment. The rejection wasn't a sign of his failure. It was protection. It was mercy. What he had perceived as a devastating loss was actually Allah's divine intervention, shielding him from a disaster he couldn't have possibly foreseen. His unanswered prayer was, in fact, the greatest answer of all. A sense of gratitude, so deep and powerful, replaced the bitterness in his heart. The confusion lifted, replaced by a crystal-clear understanding of divine wisdom. He had been so focused on his own plan that he failed to see the perfection of Allah's plan. With newfound faith and a renewed sense of purpose, Ryan started his job search again. This time, he approached it differently. He still worked hard, but he coupled his effort with a deep sense of trust, a concept in Islam known as tawakkul. He understood that his job was to do his best, and the outcome was in Allah's hands. Months went by. The journey wasn't always easy, but Ryan's perspective had fundamentally changed. He no longer saw rejections as personal failures, but as gentle nudges from Allah, guiding him away from paths not meant for him. And then, it happened. He received an offer for a position that was even better than the one he had originally wanted. It was at a stable, reputable company with a wonderful work environment and even greater opportunities for growth. It was more than he had ever dreamed of. On his first day, as he sat at his new desk, looking out the window, tears welled up in his eyes once more. But these weren't tears of sorrow or confusion. They were tears of pure, overwhelming gratitude. He whispered, "Alhamdulillah. Thank you, Allah." A verse from the Quran echoed in his heart, now filled with a meaning he understood on a soul-deep level. Indeed, with hardship, there is ease. He had lived it. He had experienced the hardship, felt the tightness in his chest, and now, he was basking in the profound ease and relief that followed. Ryan's story is a beautiful reminder for all of us. How often do we get upset when things don't go our way? How often do we question the fairness of life when we face rejection? We see only a tiny piece of the puzzle, the immediate disappointment. But Allah, the all-knowing, the most wise, sees the entire picture. Sometimes, what we think is a rejection is simply a redirection. It's a closed door that saves us from a room that's about to collapse. It has a detour that leads us to a destination far more beautiful than the one we had planned for ourselves. So the next time you face a setback, a no or a closed door, try to remember Rayyan. Take a deep breath. It's okay to feel sad, it's okay to be disappointed. But don't let that disappointment curdle into despair or a lack of faith. Trust that there is a wisdom behind it that you may not see yet. Trust that you are being protected and guided. Your timeline is not the same as everyone else's, and that's perfectly okay. What is meant for you will reach you, even if it is beneath 2 mountains. And what is not meant for you will not reach you, even if it is between your 2 lips. Have patience, have faith, and keep putting in your best effort. Your moment of ease is coming. Never say why me. Instead, say Alhamdulillah and wait for your turn. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up.